There's this really common misconception out there that we haven't fully explored the ocean simply because it's just some vast, empty void. But the reality? It's the exact opposite. The deep ocean is absolutely not empty. It's a thriving, literal alien world right here on Earth, and it's packed with shocking secrets and hidden marine life that completely defies logic. It really pushes the boundaries of how we even understand biology. So today, we're going to shine a light into the darkest depths and uncover some of these abyssal wonders.
Okay, let's just dive right into it. To really get a sense of how weird things get down there, I want you to picture something for a second. Could you imagine a living fish with a completely transparent forehead? I mean, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, it's actually very real. And that brilliantly illustrates our first wonder, the Barreleye fish. This guy literally has a see-through forehead that lets it look directly up, right through its own head. And the why behind this is just fascinating. Down in the deep, the Barreleye fish uses this highly specialized yellow pigment in its eyes to see straight through the bioluminescent camouflage of the creatures swimming above it. Scientists actually believe they use this built-in X-ray vision to steal food, carefully picking crustaceans right off the stinging tentacles of other deep-sea giants. Talk about a high-stakes heist.
But hey, the weirdness definitely isn't limited to complex fish. Meet the siphonophore. These are giant, single-celled organisms that we've discovered living more than 6 miles below the ocean surface. Just let that sink in for a second. 6 miles deep. Down there, the pressure is totally crushing and the darkness is absolute. But this single-celled organism isn't just surviving, it's growing to giant proportions. It completely shatters our surface-level understanding of what life is even supposed to look like. Which brings us to a really fascinating question. Just how gigantic can life actually get in these freezing high-pressure depths? We usually think of dinosaurs or elephants when we talk about giants, but the deep sea plays by its own bizarre rules of scale. Take the giant siphonophore, for example. It can reach staggering lengths of up to 130 feet. That officially makes it longer than a blue whale, which, as we all know, is widely celebrated as the absolute largest animal on Earth. The sheer, terrifying scale of the creatures lurking down in the abyss is honestly pretty humbling. But wait. Here is the wildest part about the giant siphonophore. It isn't actually one single massive animal like a whale is. It's a colony of specialized individual parts called zooids. These tiny units physically link up and function perfectly together as one single organism. It's basically a massive floating city of clones, all cooperating to survive the deep. All right, now I want you to think about this number, 14. In meters, that is roughly 45.9 feet. That's about the size of a 5-story building. And it also just so happens to be the staggering maximum length of our next abyssal wonder, the colossal squid. Now, to support a body that incredibly massive in pitch-black water, the colossal squid needs some serious hardware. It actually holds the record for the largest eyes ever recorded in the entire animal kingdom. We are talking roughly the size of a soccer ball. Just imagine a pair of giant, unblinking soccer balls staring back at you from the darkness. It needs these massive lenses just to capture whatever tiny, faint traces of light exist down there so it can spot its prey and, of course, its predators. The deep sea really seems to have a running theme of extreme gigantism. Consider the Japanese spider crab, rocking a massive leg span up to 3.7 meters across. Then you have the giant oarfish, which is this crazy serpent-like fish that can reach up to 7 meters in length. And my personal favorite, the supergiant amphipod. It's a deep-sea crustacean that grows many times larger than its shallow water cousins, specifically to survive the freezing cold. Down there, being absolutely massive is just a standard survival strategy. But look, size isn't the only weapon in the ocean's arsenal. When you live in a totally unforgiving environment, you have to fight dirty. So what kind of biological warfare is required to survive out there? Well, these animals possess some extreme, weapon-like superpowers. Check this out. The mantis shrimp generates a strike so incredibly fast that it creates extreme heat of over 4,800 degrees Celsius underwater. That is literally hotter than the surface temperature of the sun. Then you've got the electric eel, unleashing a massive 860 volts of electricity. A single pufferfish contains enough tetrodotoxin to easily kill 30 adult humans. And the pistol shrimp, it uses a highly specialized claw to shoot a bubble that creates the absolute loudest sound ever recorded in the oceans. These aren't just animals, they are biological weapons. And speaking of biological weapons, we have to talk about the hagfish. If a predator gets just a little too close, the hagfish releases these specific protein threads that instantly turn a single teaspoon of water into a bucketful of thick, choking slime. But get this, the slime isn't just for defense. Hagfish actually use this thick coating to safely glide into highly toxic, oxygen-free brine pools on the ocean floor, scavenging for food in places where literally no other animal dares to go. The physical adaptations they have for hunting are just as terrifying. You've got the mystery mollusk, which captures its prey using a massive elastic hood that snaps shut exactly like a Venus flytrap. The moray eel looks like something straight out of the movie Alien, possessing a hidden second set of jaws inside its throat to drag prey down. And the swordfish? It is so insanely powerful, it's been known to drive its bills straight through 18 inches of solid timber. So, with weapons like those out there, and in a place where food, light, and mates are nearly impossible to find, how do these species ensure their bloodlines actually survive? When the environment gets this extreme, the normal rules of biology just get completely rewritten. Honestly, perhaps nothing illustrates this better than the genuinely shocking reproductive cycle of the deep-sea anglerfish. Finding a mate in the pitch-black abyss is incredibly rare, so when they finally do, it is a permanent arrangement. The tiny male bites right into the side of the female, and then he literally dissolves his own head, his eyes, and his digestive organs. Finally, their bloodstreams merge permanently. The male essentially becomes a living parasite attached to the female, living entirely off her blood just to provide reproductive material. It is grotesque, sure, but you have to admit it's a brilliantly effective survival strategy. Survival of the fittest really takes on a whole new meaning here, and these masters of extreme survival prove it. The giant isopod is a deep-sea scavenger that can survive for 5 whole years without a single meal. 5 years. To put that extreme survival into perspective, compare it to an emperor penguin egg up on the surface, which lives on such a knife's edge that it will freeze and die in just a few seconds if it accidentally touches the Antarctic ice. Down in the ocean, that mystery mollusk we mentioned earlier, it's a hermaphrodite with both male and female organs, and it can detach glowing finger-like parts of its tail as a decoy to escape predators. And of course, there's the incredible axolotl, which can just completely regrow its own body parts if they get lost. Oh, and we literally cannot talk about rewriting the biological rulebook without at least a quick shout out to the seahorse. In their world, it's actually the males that get pregnant and carry the young, completely reversing the gender roles we typically expect to see in biology. Now, all these adaptations are totally mind-blowing, but they mostly still rely on the fundamental building blocks of life as we understand them. Or do they? Let me ask you this. Are there any living things on Earth that have absolutely no red blood? Yes, for sure there are. Meet the Dumbo octopus. It actually has blue blood. The crucial point here all comes down to the chemistry. To survive in the freezing temperatures of those extreme depths, it evolved to use copper instead of iron to transport oxygen through its body, giving its blood that distinct, vivid blue hue. It also completely lacks an ink sac, simply because, well, there are very few predators down there to hide from anyway. Honestly, if we are looking for Earth's ultimate alien, we really don't need to look much further than the octopus family. I mean, the Dumbo octopus uses these unique ear-like fins to literally fly through the water rather than swim. As we just learned, they have blue blood. But wait, it gets even crazier. An octopus possesses not 1, but 3 hearts. And to control its highly complex body and incredibly smart behavior, it has a staggering 9 brains. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. With alien biology like this already discovered, what other terrifying and beautiful secrets are hiding in the dark abyss of our own planet? The deep ocean isn't some empty void. It is the most vibrant, extreme, and alien laboratory on Earth. Thanks for hanging out for this deep dive, and keep questioning what's hidden in the dark.